Hi there! In this module, we will look into another common interview type, panel interview. Due to time constraints, instead of meeting individually with the interviewer, say the hiring manager, many companies will bring in recruiters or other managers at once in a panel interview. To be successful in panel interviews, you'll want to slightly modify your preparation as well as your communication style during the actual interview. Here are a few tips that work out for most successful interviewees. 1. Find out who will be on the interview panel. Ask the recruiter or hiring manager for the names and titles of everyone who will be on the panel. This will help you gain a better understanding of what will be important to each person. Are they in sales, supply chain, marketing, operations, research and development, financing, process improvement, HR, etc.? In case you forget, we have a module on identifying what different recruiters are looking for in an interview. You can check that out. 2. Brainstorm the questions each person might ask. Based on their role in the company, think through the types of questions they might ask you during the interview. For example, if you're interviewing for a job as a marketing analyst, and you find out that one person on the panel is a sales analyst, figure out the types of questions he or she might ask, such as, when you create a promotional program, what is your process to ensure it will be successful with the sales teams? What are some of the issues you've encountered while working with sales teams, and how have you overcome them? Then, practice your answers. 3. Shake hands and introduce yourself to each person. When you show up for the panel interview, approach each person and introduce yourself while shaking his or her hand. Write down their names on a piece of paper and have this in front of you during the interview. That way, you'll know whom you're addressing as you answer questions. 4. Modify your communication style. In an individual interview, you would respond to questions by answering that person directly. But in a panel interview, you need to be careful not to exclude the rest of the panel during your comments. Look directly at the person asking the question and begin by answering to them, making eye contact. Then, look at the other panel members as you finish the rest of your comments so each person feels included in the conversation. 5. Demonstrate that you're making connections during the conversation. Instead of just answering each person's question, see if you can make connections and demonstrate your active listening skills. Say that one panel member asks you to walk them through your process for creating a successful promotional program. Then, a little while later, someone asks you to tell me about a time when something went wrong with a promotion you were running. You could refer them back to your other answer by saying something like, "Eric, when you asked me to walk you through my process for creating a promotional program, one of the key steps I mentioned was to obtain feedback from the sales team and test the program from beginning to end with several members. Early in my career, I didn't realize the importance of obtaining feedback before rolling out a new sales promotion. I once tried to," and then tell how you didn't include that step, what happened, and what you learned from your mistake. 6. Modify how you ask questions at the end of the interview. Just like you would for an individual interview, come prepared with your list of potential questions to ask at the end of the interview. Then, see if you can relate any of your questions back to what was discussed during the panel interview. For example, if one of the interviewers asked you to tell them what you know about the company's key competitors, you might relate back to that with one of your own questions, such as, "I know we discussed some of the company's main competitors, but I'm curious to know what each of you see as the biggest threat to the growth of the company. Is it a competitor, or is it something else?" 7. Follow up with each person. The interview thank you note is not dead. In the case of a panel interview, it means you should send a personalized thank you note to each member of the interview panel. This is also a chance to catch up on the questions not well addressed during the interview. At first, a panel job interview might sound intimidating, but with the right prep work and by modifying your communication style during the interview, you will be able to increase your chances for a successful interview. Let's recap here. Good luck with the panel interview. You're almost there. See you soon.